Couple of fronts headed our way through the course of the next couple of days. First kind of surge of cold air works its way across the eastern half of the country as we make our way towards the end of this week. Kind of a Thursday morning time frame for when the cold air will try and work its way into South Louisiana. But you can see how the coldest of the air stays off towards the northeast. Then another surge of cold air moves off towards our north once again. So we kind of get blocked from dealing with this big changeover in temperature, but we will see some subtle differences with these fronts as they make their way through. This next front kind of arriving over the weekend, kind of Sunday morning time frame for that one, and then the picture kind of gets a little bit muddied here as it looks like we could see some disturbances try to work their way south as we make our way into next week, but a lot of uncertainty with the long-range models, just run-to-run consistency as well as differences between those models themselves. So look at the school day forecast for tomorrow. Maybe the coat early, switching over to the light jacket, maybe just the short sleeves by the afternoon dismissal. That's because we're going to start the morning out in the low 40s, and then the afternoon high expected to be near 70 degrees. So a warming trend for tomorrow, but it's short-lived because we've got another front moving through Wednesday into Thursday. But high temperatures tomorrow will actually run a few degrees above average being 65 degrees. You can see 68 for Baton Rouge, 69 Gonzales and Morgan City, and 67 Clinton as you head across the state line for Woodville as well as Macomb. So here's kind of the ups and downs and drawn in with the front. So we get to 68 for tomorrow afternoon. We get the front in here, and that's going to drop us back below normal for a daytime high on Thursday. But it's a quick warm-up heading towards the end of the week. Friday and Saturday, very comfortable in the low to mid 70s. Then we get our next front in here kind of early on Sunday, and so that's going to drop our temperatures back down into the low 60s by the time we get towards Monday. But notice we're already starting to see a rebound in temperature heading into the middle of next week. So maybe not steep drop-offs and climbs, so not quite the Six Flags roller coaster ride, but definitely the kiddie roller coaster. That is what we're going to be entailing in terms of temperature trends through the course of the next several days. As for rain, yeah, it's going to keep things mainly dry as the main energy of these disturbances passes well towards the north. So keeping things completely dry with the first passage of the front kind of Wednesday into Thursday. The weekend front will have a slight chance of rain as it stands right now, 10 to 20%, but there is some indications we may have to bump up rain chances for Sunday. So you have your first alert to what we're tracking next, and that is going to be our weekend cold front. So we start you out Friday evening. Things are still quiet. Things are very dry, but you see for Saturday, a couple of specks of rain trying to show up here on the European model as our front approaches from the north. So that front dives down towards the south as we make our way into Sunday. Notice this line here of rain, but watch what happens with the model as it tries to push it into South Louisiana. Almost evaporates or erodes as it arrives. So question mark being how much of the rain will survive the journey into our area as we go into the day on Sunday. It does look like best opportunity of rain on Sunday could come early in the day too, because the front will be through by the time we get towards the afternoon, and that drier air we're working on the backside of the front, and we'll see that slight cool down for the beginning of next week. So you take a look at the estimation of rainfall from the model that I just showed you. Even if we do see rain, not going to be a whole heck of a lot as it stands right now, with everyone receiving less than 1/10 of an inch, basically what the model is suggesting, and even some spots staying completely dry, which is that 10 to 20% coverage of showers in the forecast. So we keep things dry, we keep things quiet through the rest of the work and school week, but the fluctuation in temperature is going to be ever so present, noticeable at least. Upper 60s for Wednesday, and then back down into the low 60s for Thursday, and then into the low 70s by Friday. So yeah, hard to get a judge on what to grab out the door each and every day for what you're going to need. Maybe a chance for a few showers over the weekend, but that's going to be about it, even heading into the early part of next week, staying mainly dry with yet some more fluctuations in those temperatures.